Hello, everybody.
Hello, hello, hello.
Welcome to Content Creators Connect. We're all about encouraging the 3 C's: connecting with others via video, content development that builds your personal brand, and creators sharing their experiences despite their distance.
My friends, the C3 team member leading this evening is Kevin, also known as ClasicMac to his community. He is a strong advocate in finding low cost tools to help you in your live streaming journey. Kevin, what do you think is one of the benefits of upgrading the aesthetics of your stream?
Well, doing some very simple things, which I'm going to go through, can definitely keep your audience engaged and watching your stream and not dialing off, turning off, and moving to the next one. So hopefully some of the hacks that I provide today will help give some ideas for you to be able to incorporate those into your streams and keep your audience engaged. So, Dori, what do you feel is important about the aesthetics of your stream?
Well, I really believe it is incredibly important to create that human connection wherever, whenever, and most importantly, however we can do it. And so for me, upgrading our aesthetics, I think creates a level of interest or even a little bit of intrigue. Then I think it's valuable because I think that will help us grow our audience of peeps that actually want to hang with us. I don't know, Manny, what do you think?
I honestly, to be honest with you, when it comes to online stuff and the aesthetics of your whole stream, if it's one thing I truly believe, and this is why I'm so excited about today's stream, you have to work on getting better and better with even your aesthetics and making it really pop and stand out. And for me, and it's one of the things I'm always preaching, try to make it look like you're creating a show for your audience. Your aesthetics of your stream, I believe, helps lead to that whole aesthetics of a stream. So that's my thought process on it. I mean, I mean, honestly, right? But my friends, if this is the type of content that you like to see more of, please consider hitting that subscribe button and that notification bell. That way you get notified whenever we go live. And truth is, if you don't hit that notification bell, you may miss a stream that's meant for you. So that's my thought process on that. Well, let's move on to that content for us. Why don't we? Kevin, you know you have this in the floor is all yours.
Well, just to continue on with that subscribe button, I'm just going to keep that up in the left-hand corner so that you can actually see it. And just as a reminder, as we're going through this presentation, to make sure you do like and subscribe and hit that bell notification. So today, I'm going to be talking about aesthetic hacks that you can do with your stream. So why don't we just jump on into it? There we go. So what we're going to cover today, we're going to be looking at 10 different topics here. We're going to be looking at the graphics, creating graphics, your background, lighting, color, camera angles, webcam or camera, decorations, your studio, and using animation. So first, yes, graphics is an easy way to enhance the aesthetics of your stream. Using free graphics from your favorite site definitely will help. Like sites like pexels.com or pixabay.com are just good locations to get some graphics to add some aesthetics to your actual stream, as opposed to just having a webcam only going on. Next up, creating your own graphics. Like this a little bit more because you have more control over the colors that you have implementing into your stream. So you can actually use your brand colors to really implement and show your community what your brand colors are. Um, you get to control all of that as opposed to just taking somebody else's template and using their colors, their design. So you can actually make it your own and make it very unique. So yeah, making it look and feel exactly the way you want it. And as we have said many, many times on this stream, we like to use Canva for creating graphics because there's so many free resources out there, and it doesn't cost an arm and leg to be able to create some overlays, some unique graphics that will help enhance your stream. 3 is the backgrounds. They don't have to be expensive. You can use a green screen to project an image onto it if you like, but you don't necessarily need to buy a green screen to have a decent background. You can just use your natural background, or you can even play with different textures, such as like a brick wall, or maybe you have some wood paneling around your house that you want to use as a background, or maybe you have some flags or some other types of decorations that you want to mount on your wall just to give it that fabric type of texture as well. And you don't have to go out and buy or build this stuff. It's already in your house, so just play around with some of those types of things on your walls. And of course, lighting will always enhance your stream quality. You don't need to go out and purchase the most expensive lights that are out there. You can use what you already have, which I'm a big proponent of. So I'm just going to switch over to like I've said before, you can just use a simple desk lamp, and to make it pop a little bit more, use some color cellophane over top of it just to make it produce whatever color that you need. So if you want some orange, add some orange into it. But make sure that if you are using something that is not LED, your surface could become warm, such as this one actually does have a light bulb in it, so it would get warm. So I would not tape this over top. I would use some other type of material to help out with that.
Kevin, I think we lost your audio for a second.
All right, are we back?
Yes, sir.
All right. So next would be color. Yeah, using your color scheme to go or sort of to go with the graphics part of it. So incorporating a color scheme can make it look polished and professional. And then also using a complementary color, like using the color wheel. And in this color wheel that you see in the presentation here, use the opposite side of the wheel so that those will actually complement each other. So there's whole courses and so YouTube tutorials on complementary colors. So hopefully that will give you some inspiration on using that in your streams. Next up, camera angles. If you notice here below me, you can see there is a camera over there. So doing an over-the-shoulder shot of taking a look of what I am actually looking at, that's a unique way of actually producing some interest in your stream. So people can sort of see what you are looking at when you are actually streaming as well. And using um, other types of angles as well. Like for instance, if you're doing like board games or multi-camera type games, let me just pull up. I have an overhead camera set up. I'm not sure if you've ever heard of the game Code Names, but being able to do an overhead shot like this and to show you it's actually live, here's my hand, to be able to show that and put it in one of the windows of your stream and still have another camera coming towards you. So that is another option as well. But that is if you have access to some extra smartphones or some older smartphones that are no longer good for using as an actual phone or smart device. The webcam or the cameras on them are still very, very good, so that you could plug it in and have it connected and charged. And there's lots of free software out there that you can use so you can have those multi-angled cameras. And that definitely will keep your audience interested in the contents that you are providing. And sort of staying with the camera theme, invest in a decent webcam. So whether it be an actual webcam or a DSLR, check and see if your existing DSLR can be used as a webcam, plugging into your computer to be able to provide that good quality HD quality picture. If not, possibly think of spending a bit of money on a decent webcam. Like there's so many different options out there now that are so good in like 1080p, 2K, 4K, and like even up to 8K. Um, Although we can't really watch 8K stuff right now, but eventually, sort of future proofing that that will be out there eventually. So investing in a decent webcam will help keep your audience's attention because of that crystal clear picture that they are watching. And the next item, decoration. This is where you can be as creative as you want. Um, you have a certain brand, a certain feel that you want to portray. Decorate your background as you want it. If you're not using a green screen and projecting an image there, like for myself, I have RGB lights and just different items in the background that I'd like to have. Let me switch back over to my main shot here. So yeah, just different things that sort of reflect who I am and reflect your personality when you are actually doing a stream. So some of it may be relevant to the stream, some of it may be just showing your personality. So yeah, just another wave to you over on the camera there. And this is a big one. Keeping your studio clean. Keep the space clean and tidy so that when you show your camera that it doesn't look like a total mess behind you. And it will encourage people to, rather than be distracted by all the stuff you have piled up on your desk behind you, only focusing on the content that you're providing as well as maybe some relevant things in the background. Then the final point being use animation. As long as there is something going on and moving on the screen, people are going to be tied to the screen saying, okay, what's happening next? What's happening next? So it is very, very almost essential nowadays because so many people, the attention span of so many people is so short that you need to do anything and everything to try and maintain their their interest. And as I'm saying that, I'm trying to look for some animations that I have here. So yeah, I'll just like put some balloons there so that people can actually see. Um, it's such an easy thing to do. So many free animations out there that you can implement into your stream. So I do hope that you've incorporate a part of animations into your current streaming setup. So with that, um, I am going to say I am very curious to know what different tips that Dori and Manny have to add onto this list, as a lot of this we currently do already. So I'm very curious if there's anything on this list that I've missed that you guys actually do, or um, I'm very curious if you have anything else to add or comment on what I just presented. So we'll head over to Manny first.
Kevin, great job on that. That was phenomenal. I personally cannot think of anything that you missed because I think you're a step ahead of this than I am. Um, but you did hit on a few things that I think are so important, especially like your background being disorganized. You know, it's so easy to get distracted if you have, even if you're in an office and you have so many things, it literally takes the focus off of you, the presenter, the character, if you have all these other things that are catching their eyeballs. I think you hit some great things. The graphics alone, especially Canva, can truly pop when it comes to your presentation, your streaming. Kevin, you did a great job. Dory, what do you think about that?
I I mean, I don't know if you saw me in the window there. I was like thumbs up. I was getting super excited about some of the things that you said. Really though, one of the things that I think about a lot is you hit on this. I absolutely love the idea of using what you have laying around instead of running out and buying gear. You know, there's something out there in the streamer world called gas, which is different than how my high school students use the term gas, apparently. But gas stands for gear acquisition syndrome. And, you know, there are so many people that, you know, they even like they look at my setup here and they think, oh, I can't stream until my background looks like that. That's not true. That's 100% not true. I stream from my mobile device sitting in my car with my jacket and sometimes with my seatbelt on while I'm sitting there. It doesn't matter. But I love what you said in terms of using things like, you know, lamps that you have laying around and other things like that. And then the other item that I thought was really, really interesting is right towards the end when you started talking about animation and how important it is to do things like that to hold the attention of your audience. Um, there is research out there that indicates that you need to um, change angles, do jump cuts, add animation, do different things like that every 8 to 10 seconds to keep the attention of your audience. Even when we lost Manny, even when you are talking, I don't know if you notice, you know, I talk with my hands oh so much. And I do that for emphasis, but I also do it because um, I'm Italian and I can't help it. But I've been told that it draws people's attention because it's just extra movement in the frame. So that's kind of where I'm at with it. But I thought it was great content, and everything that you said is literally stuff people can start doing right now. And I think that's the most important part of our message that we get out there to people is the fact that these are not things that you have to wait months and months and months to do. It's things that you can start implementing right now. Would you agree with that?
Absolutely. And you don't have to spend money on it either. These are concepts and things that you can do, like I said, right now with what you have in your house, what do you have in your brain, because it's all about your creativity and how you want to present you and your brand to your audience. So, absolutely. So,
Well, I think we've covered everything in the comments, and I'm not quite sure what happened to Manny. He's lost himself in the void of technology. But I think what we're going to do is we are going to roll it on over to the credits. Would you mind, Kevin, kicking us off there?
absolutely. So if you enjoyed this type of content that we present and are finding it very useful, we'd love for you to like and subscribe. Sharing our content is a great way to share the love. Visit our website for information on all the ways that you can connect with us at, as you see it there, linktree/contents creators connect. That's linktr.ee/content creators connect. We are on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. And also drop down in the comments things that you would like to see in the future, and tell us what you would like us to dive into further.
And with that being said, we want to say, thank you for joining Content Creators Connect, aka C3, tonight as Kevin talked about some budget-friendly ways to increase your streaming aesthetic. We return next Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern, where this girl right here, will be doing a live demonstration on how to create a remix from an existing YouTube video. We will be multicasting live to YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter, so be sure to join us. Until then, we urge you to identify and lean into your 3 C's. Start today creating unique content that builds connections and breaks down those barriers. See you next week.
Bye.